This is a tutorial to resolve an issue where a lot of products that might be unpublished in a Shopify store still get pulled through to the Meta feed, and therefore get an email keep showing that there's loads of product that is not showing in your shop because of errors. Now, of course, if they're still in the feed, which they are if they're being shown in the Meta, it means that sometimes they end up in a shopping feed, which obviously means a waste of money on ads. It doesn't usually happen because it's being flagged as being an error, but we'd have to obviously clear as many errors as possible. So the link from here would take you to the Commerce Manager, and under the catalog it would give you a list of all the errors. You can select which ones have got the different problems. So see missing descriptions. All of the gift cards shouldn't be in the feeds anyway because they're not allowed on shopping. So we usually take those out, and then out of stock. So a lot of the time the out of stock items would mean that they might never be coming back in stock, but they're still active in a feed. I'll show you how to change those. Others might be there's missing descriptions. Yes, so I've done this. Right, so pop over to your Shopify store, go to products, so that you've got a list of all products. If you the process basically to check why they're still in the feed. At the moment we're looking at all active products, and we can see that these 3/4 leggings don't have an image, but they are in 2 different markets. And we can, in one sales channel, if you wanted to see an individual item, you could obviously select it. In this case, I presume this is for a single purchase, so it's not showing in any of the other channels like like Google, Facebook and Instagram, Pinterest, any other places. Right, so let's go and find something. Usually our easiest one here is a product has been drafted, but it's still available in a channel. So in this case, all our products that are drafted may or may not ever be back in stock, and what you'll see is on the right hand side over here, even though it's drafted, it's still going to show it's available. So it's still available in the online store, point of sale, and blah blah blah. Now, it's when a client knows that they're not going to be putting a product back into stock, but they still want to keep it for in the case that it ever does come back into stock and a change of mind, then these products can be archived rather than drafted. But obviously, if they are going to be coming back into stock, then you would change it from your draft to in stock and change your quantities in hand. At which stage we usually recommend that you then put it back into the channels where you want it to sell. Now, instead of doing individual items rather than so instead of doing individual like this, we can actually work on a full list like here. So in the case of these, we can actually select this here. It selects all the ones on the page, so there's only 50, and then I can select all products in this view, so I can select all of them. So now it's just going to say 50 plus. I then go down to the bottom over here, it says bulk edit. This will now give me a list of all the different products. Remember, these were all the ones only in draft because I'd already filtered on the previous side. I can then go to my columns on the right hand side here. I can then say where it's available. So we usually are looking at whether it's available on Facebook and Instagram because that's where it's featuring, but invariably you would want to make sure that all the channels are being updated. in the case that it's still showing in places where it shouldn't. So in the case of products that in this case are not showing or are showing in the online store, but they're out of stock, so therefore they wouldn't be able to be purchased anyway. Usually, depending on settings, but usually would mean that they wouldn't feature. But that's a setting. Sometimes you can sell product that is out of stock. So in this case, we're really looking at these two columns here, or if you are running Pinterest ads and you've got a feed going through to Pinterest, that one as well, and the buy button and inbox in case you're using those. So what you can do is, let's say in this case you go, all of this stuff is out of stock, so we don't want it in these, so that's fine. Instead of having to go through thousands of products that are all the way in here, you can actually select two cells like this, or in this case only one, drag and drag down, and it will go all the way down. So you can just simply go all the way down the page and let it uncheck all the boxes. That's a quicker way to obviously do that. In this case, I'm just not going to save so that none of those changes are made. I can't obviously decide whether that product is going to ever be back in stock or not, and whether it should be taken off as an archive product rather than only in a draft. If it is ever going to come back in, then we would obviously put it back to stock and put it back into our feed. Anyway, that would stop the excessive amount of errors that a feed would get. Right, so that's basically how to edit products in bulk. You can also do it based on searching for specific things. So you can go to all, you can add in a filter and say it's a card, and you can go and select, this is for gift cards. Ooh. Alright. Okay. Oh, there's the gift cards coming up. That's coming up with some gift as well. So I can go and select all of these, because these should not be in our feed. Bulk edit. It usually remembers that I had these on previously, so in this case we are going to select there, drag down, select there, drag down, and select there. There we go. And all done. Save. Just take those gift cards out of the feed. Right, I hope that's helped. Ciao for now.